With schools implementing hybrid plans and virtual classes, school-age kids are staring at their laptops and devices more than ever. Parents may be worried about their child's vision. Dr. Kassem, pediatric ophthalmologist at Sanford Health, is here to discuss what is now kind of a trendy, popular topic, whether or not our kids need blue light glasses as they head into the new school year. Welcome to North Dakota Today. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Lisa.
Okay, so let's just kind of jump into that. I have a lot of other questions about eyes, but it seems to be kind of the hot topic right now, and you see some advertising for it. Do we need blue light glasses?
Well, I think that's a great question. So, to start with, blue light is a short wavelength of the visible light. So, it's found in ample sources. Sunlight is the most common source to find blue light in. And it does play an important role in our regulating our sleep and wake cycle, and our mood. The more concern is now with blue light being coming out of the digital screens. The one thing that we want to consider and we want to think about is there is no official recommendation from the American Academy of Ophthalmology about a special eyewear for computer use or digital screen use. With that being said, computer vision syndrome and digital eye strain is a true thing, but is it really related to the exposure of blue light? There isn't much evidence to back that, nor there isn't a lot of scientific evidence that supports the use of blue blocking glasses for that indication to reduce the digital eye strain. And digital eye strain is more related to or a function of reduced blinking when one is using a computer screen.
Okay, so just to clarify, no, probably not needed to pay the money for these new glasses if you're already working within your budget. But I see what you're saying. It's not like you're saying blue light's not an issue, because we are definitely spending more time in front of those devices. When we talk about the strain and the problems with blue light, what can we do instead of buying these blue light glasses?
So there are multiple cheaper and easier interventions that you could use to avoid much eye strain with your child. So just start with the very simple 20-20-20 rule that people know about, which is basically you want to take a break every 20 minutes, look at a distant object at 20 feet for 20 seconds and get back to work. Positioning your computer screen 25 inches away from you, and then maybe slightly in a way that you're looking down when you're looking at your computer screen can really help with that as well. And again, a cheaper investment in a matte screen filter to reduce the glare could be really helpful with that.
Okay.
Many devices now also have a night mode where you can use closer to bedtime to avoid disturbing your sleep if you're using digital screens closer to your bedtime. And finally, trying to avoid using digital screens 1 to 2 hours before bedtime is ideal.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that. Could you expand on that? That's easier said than done, even for adults, but especially for kids. Just how important is that, not only just for eye strain, just so many things are affected in the body when kids are on their phones right up into their bedtime.
Right, and that's where blue light sort of comes into play. As I mentioned, blue light is part of the visible light that's found in sunlight. And when you're really looking at a screen later in the day and you're exposed to a lot of blue light, it tricks your brain to think that it's not nighttime, it's not in the evening. It's in the morning, and then a critical chemical called melatonin that's secreted by the brain to help you get better night's sleep. It's not secreted, and then that could make it really difficult for a child falling asleep. If you can't avoid using a screen 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, then that a night mode that most of the new devices now have it. Making sure you're not in a bright lit room while using a digital device is also helpful with that.
Okay, great advice. And just before we let you go, it's time when we start doing our yearly physicals for the kids, sports physicals. How important is it to also see the eye doctor before you go back to school?
Well, it is important, especially if the child is experiencing digital eye strain or eye strain from other reasons. So it would be really important. And then your ophthalmologist would be able to tell, whether that eye strain, after you do those interventions, if all else fails, your ophthalmologist would be able to tell whether, it's dry eye, need for an updated prescription, wear glasses if your child wears glasses or contacts, or less commonly, of course, a muscle imbalance.
Obviously, very important discussions to have, whether you're going to be doing virtual learning or in class. Thank you so much for your time today,
Thank
Doctor.
you. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back here on North Dakota Today. We're talking about, well, maybe some places in your house that you are over cleaning. Is that a thing? We're going to talk about it next.